The handcuffs didn't click, they snapped, like a bear trap, loud enough to stop the breeze. And just like that, Major Lena Rowe's temple slammed against her own patrol car, blood trailing down her cheek, soaking into the collar of her dress uniform, the same one she'd worn just hours ago at her promotion ceremony. No warning, no charges, just two angry cops on a sunburnt roadside outside of Halston County who thought they were untouchable. Until she moved her wrist, just once, just enough to trigger Protocol Delta 9, and 17 minutes later, their lives were over. Let me back up a sec. Lena had just wrapped up 14 years of service, 2 deployments, clean record. Fort Dalton had just pinned her new rank major. That silver oak leaf still shimmered on her chest as she drove, calm and steady, back toward the cabin, where her family waited with balloons and beer brats. She wasn't speeding, not even close. She had both hands on the wheel at 10 and 2, just like her dad, an Army man too, had drilled into her since she was 16. Then came the sirens, and that sour feeling in her gut. She pulled over smooth, engine off, window down. Her uniform alone should have told them everything. Her ribbons, her tags. But the 2 officers who stepped out of the cruiser didn't blink. Sergeant Wade and Deputy Kessler, local boys, flat eyes, the kind of men who walk like the world owes them. License and registration. She gave them her military ID and up-to-date vehicle papers, cool, steady hands. She even added, with no hint of attitude, "I'm Major Lena Rowe, Army. Just came from Fort Dalton. You're welcome to call Colonel Sorrell to verify." They didn't call anyone. Instead, Sergeant Wade squinted at the ID like it offended him. "This isn't a driver's license," he barked. His partner, Kessler, circled around the back, hand already near his holster. "You impersonating a soldier?" Wade asked. She smiled. "Just a little. The way you do when you're so deeply offended it loops back around to comedy." "No, sir. I am a soldier. A commissioned officer, in fact." That didn't sit well. Wade stepped forward and snapped, "Out of the car!" Now Lena knew it in her marrow. This wasn't about procedure. This was about power. And about the uniform on a black woman's body that they didn't think she had earned. Still, she stepped out. Hands visible, voice calm, movements deliberate. Not because she feared guilt, but because she feared them not caring she wasn't guilty. Then it happened fast, ugly. Wade spun her, shoved her against the car, metal on bone. Kessler yanked her arms back and cuffed her without a word. "May I know the charge?" she asked, still polite, still composed. Wade grunted. Interference with a traffic stop, which made no sense because she was the one being stopped. And right there, bleeding on the side of the road, Lena whispered 4 words through clenched teeth. "I am not resisting." Now, here's the twist. What these 2 cowboys didn't know, what they couldn't possibly imagine, was that Lena Rowe wasn't just any soldier. She was the primary developer of Protocol Delta 9, an emergency response system designed specifically for service members under threat from civilian overreach. And her smartwatch. It wasn't just tracking steps. It was counting down. 3 minutes to notify Fort Dalton's legal office. 7 minutes to alert the DoD's Civil Rights Unit. 12 minutes to flag Senior Command, 17 minutes. Full tactical response. Tick, tick-a-tick. Wade leaned in close again, muttering something vile. Something Lena had heard whispered her whole career, but never so boldly, so publicly. And she just stood there, leading, silent, unshaken. But make no mistake, she wasn't passive. She was loading the cannon. And then they came. Like thunder in a bottle. 5 sleek black SUVs pulled onto the shoulder without sirens. Without chaos, just purpose. Plainclothes agents stepped out, Department of Defense, FBI Civil Rights Division, and internal military liaison. No shouting, just presence, power and stillness. One of them, Agent Ramon Price, walked straight up to Lena. Soft voice. "Major Rowe." She nodded. He flashed a badge, then gently unlatched her cuffs. And when the steel dropped, it wasn't just freedom, it was the crack of a system breaking open. The agents swarmed the scene. Every fingerprint, every bloodstain, every smirk caught on Kessler's body cam, they logged it all. Even the exact angle of Wade's elbow, the crease of Lena's uniform, the micro-abrasions on her wrist from the cuffs. By the time Colonel Sorrell's chopper landed, Wade and Kessler looked like wet dogs cornered in a thunderstorm. And then boom, another twist. Out stepped General Arlene Moore. Yeah, that General Moore, chair of the Joint Oversight Committee, and Lena's direct mentor. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. "Officers Wade and Kessler," she said, "you are hereby detained under federal jurisdiction for violation of Article 134 of the UCMJ, in coordination with civil rights violations under Title 42, Section 1983. Translation: they were cooked. And while the cops sputtered, we were just doing our jobs. The data said otherwise. Turns out, Wade and Kessler had a pattern. 4 times more likely to pull over black drivers. 6 times more likely to arrest them, and their group chat. Leaked 6,000 messages full of slurs, jokes, and even a betting pool on who could cuff a female soldier the fastest. You know what I mean? The news spread like wildfire. Hashtag Protect Our Protectors went viral. Veterans marched. Congress convened a hearing. Lena testified with her temple still bandaged, uniform pressed, voice calm, spine steel. She didn't scream, she didn't sob. She just told the truth, and somehow, that hit harder than any viral video. Within months, Halston's entire police department was under federal monitor. The chief resigned. Policy was rewritten. Mandatory bias training, independent civilian review boards, and the Rowe Protocol. Yep, they named it after her. Rolled out nationwide, a secure system every uniformed service member can activate during traffic stops to ensure accountability before abuse can begin. And the cherry on top? Lena was promoted to colonel, then appointed chair of the new Federal Oversight Commission for Civil-Military Encounters. All from one moment, one button, one refusal to break. Now, you tell me, was she lucky or just done being silent? Because here's the thing, Lena didn't win by screaming. She won by outlasting them, by knowing the rules better than the ones who bent them, by bleeding with her chin up. That scar on her temple. Still there, still visible, still reminding all of us what dignity under pressure really looks like. So what would you have done? Walked away, filmed it, prayed for a better system. Or pressed the button. Because one day, it might be your sister, your daughter, your commanding officer. And when that day comes, when justice stands cuffed on the side of the road, what matters most is who stands with her. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do we need more protocols or better people behind the badge? Hit like, hit subscribe, and remember, sometimes the loudest revolution is a quiet refusal to kneel.